Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the WoRlD channel, and welcome to a special video. Today, we are going to hopefully start a little bit of a tradition. Now, if you were paying attention recently on the community tab of my channel, I put out a post that says I created a NCAA tournament group on ESPN Tournament Challenge to play with you guys. Because I've always enjoyed the NCAA tournament. I always fill out a bunch of brackets, and I always get all involved in it because I love college basketball. I'm a big Ohio State fan. They're not in the tournament this year, mainly because their own doing, but they're not in the tournament this year, so I don't have a dog in this fight. And I thought it'd be fun to see how good you guys could do against me. So if you want to join the WoRlD group, just either click the link in the community tab on the post. That link will take you to the page where you can join the group, or you can click the link in the description that will take you also to the group. So if you want to join, and you can see if you can build a better bracket than me. If you don't, not a big deal. Doesn't matter. I'm going to fill out a bunch of brackets regardless. So this is my official one for the group. I'll fill out some other ones for other groups that I may join and stuff, and just for my personal enjoyment. But this video will be my official group my official bracket for the group, so you guys will know what I pick, and you can either base off that or go completely opposite, or say, "Hey, Juice, you're an idiot. Why are you picking them?" I'm gonna pick a few upsets in here. I don't want to go standard. I don't want to go just box normal ones or the high seed wins all the time. That's no fun. That's not the NCAA tournament. So we're not going to be doing that today. We are going to be picking some upsets. And like I said, if you want to join, awesome. I'd be happy to go against you guys. You guys can have bragging rights over me if you beat me in the WoRlD bracket challenge. And I'm hoping, like I said earlier, I'm hoping that this can maybe become a little bit of a tradition. Every single March Madness, we could fill out a bracket together, and we could go against each other and battle for bragging rights. So without further ado, it's time to get into business and fill out this bracket officially. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Links are down below in the description for the link to this group so you can join it. Let's get to it. All right, here is the 2023 NCAA tournament bracket. You guys, if you don't know who's the seeds, that's totally fine. I mentioned in the post, if you want to go read the post, I mentioned that it's probably better that you don't know anything about college basketball, because then you don't have any biases. Let's say you're a fan of, I don't know, who am I looking at? Texas A&M. Let's say you're a fan of Texas A&M, and then you have a bias that they're going to go all the way to the Elite Eight or win the championship or whatever. Then they get out, and then your bracket's busted if they get out early. So, like, it's better if you don't care about any college basketball team, because then you're just picking whatever, oh, what's your favorite logo, or that team looks cool, or I like those jerseys, or I like that place. Then if you're just picking randomly, that's sometimes better than if you know more about college basketball, because your bracket has a lesser chance of getting busted, because you may pick teams that, or if you go with the box strategy of just picking the higher seed, your bracket has a chance of less chance of being busted. There's different ways to approach an NCAA tournament bracket, always different approaches. I'm going to take the approach of just like what I'm feeling. I know a little bit about college basketball. I know some of the top players in the country. I know some of the top picks in the NBA draft. I know some of the 1 seeds got some good players in their teams. I know some of the lower seeds got some really good players in their teams. So I'm going to take a good approach to this. We start up here in the South Division with Alabama versus either one of these two teams, and we don't really care. Alabama's the overall number 1. I don't see Alabama getting knocked out by a 16 seed. I know it's happened before, most recently with Virginia, but I don't see it happening with Bama. Bama moves on. We go to the 8-9 matchup, Maryland versus West Virginia. I don't really know on this one. In the bracket that I picked, or that I did with my family, I picked Maryland to go over West Virginia, but that's just because they're a Big Ten team, maybe a little bit of Big Ten bias in there. I might be feeling a little West Virginia action here. They've got star forward and guards on the Maryland team. West Virginia struggles to make their three-point attempts, but they shoot it. Oh, they don't take many shots. Okay. Ooh, I don't like that. I like my teams to shoot the basketball. I think I'm going to go with Maryland. I think they can get the job done, and they'll have to play Alabama. So then we got the 5-12, and there's historically 5-12 matchups are one of the most tough battles to pick because 5-12s have the most, I think, or at least one of the most, upset chance. 12 seeds tend to upset the 5 seeds. This time you've got Charleston and South Dakota State, or not South Dakota State, San Diego State, excuse me, I'm an idiot. San Diego State. Let's see. I didn't really watch a lot of Pac-12 basketball this season. I watched a little bit, mainly for betting purposes. So I don't really know much about San Diego State except for they're the 5 seed. I think that they get past Charleston. They don't get bumped. Not yet. Virginia and Furman. Virginia moves on. Then you got Creighton and North Carolina State. This is where I could see the first of maybe significant upsets because I like NC State. I think they've got some good players out there, and they're okay, I guess. Creighton obviously is always a pretty solid basketball team, but I think our first upset of the bracket will be, or at least on the south side, will be NC State moving on past Creighton. Baylor will get it done against UCSB. Who is UCSB? I don't even know what the acronym would be. UC Irvine. Oh, okay. I gotcha. Wait, no. That's who they beat. Who is the name of this team? Whatever. They're not moving on, so it doesn't matter. They're not moving on. Missouri and Utah State. Very interesting. Missouri and Utah State. They've got some veteran guys out there, a senior and a junior, that are pretty good players. You don't want to face Utah. You don't want to face Utah in March. That's pretty solid. I like to hear that. But I know Missouri is pretty good. They beat Tennessee twice, and Tennessee is a 4 seed. They lost to Alabama, no surprise there. They lost to Texas A&M. So they can lose to teams that they're better than, and they can lose to teams that they're worse than. They're one of the worst rebounding teams. Ooh, that's an interesting... You know what? I think I'm going to pick an upset. Utah State moves on past Missouri. Arizona is going to move on past Princeton. That's for obvious reasons. I don't think Princeton's got it. Maybe if they do, then I'll take my L. But we're going to move Houston on past Northern Kentucky. This one is a very interesting. This 8-9 Iowa versus Auburn. I think Iowa gets it done, but this is a very tough matchup. Either one of these teams can move on. I could see either one. I could see either one. It could go either way on that one. That's a 50-50. That's a pick 'em. Miami versus Drake. I don't think Drizzy's going to move on, so Miami will take it. Indiana versus Kent State. Indiana's just so physical and so good that Kent State won't be able to hang with them. Iowa State versus either Mississippi State or Pitt. I think... I hate picking this style of matchup because, one, you don't know who's going to win between Mississippi State and Pitt. So if you pick this side and you go against Iowa State here, what happens if Pitt loses? Like it's a whole bunch of stuff that could happen that could mess up your bracket. So it's safer to go with Iowa State, obviously. So I think we're just going to go with Iowa State here. Xavier gets it done against Kennesaw State. Penn State and Texas A&M. I am a Big Ten guy, so I have some Big Ten bias. And I think Penn State could get it done. I just watched Penn State go against Purdue in the Big Ten Championship, and I watched Penn State a little bit this season. They've got some shooters, and they've got some good players on that team. I know Texas A&M obviously has some good players on their team too. I'm not discounting that, but I think Penn State will get it done in an upset. Not a huge upset, but an upset. Now, this would be a crazy upset. A lot of people have Texas winning it all this season. If they were to lose to Colgate, the toothpaste, that would be insane scenes. But they won't do it. They'll beat them. They'll beat Colgate. Now we go down to the eastern side of the bracket. Purdue versus all these boys. I don't care. Purdue's going to move on. They've got Zach Edey. It's going to be tough to get Zach Edey out of there. It's certainly going to be tough. Memphis versus FAU. Memphis will get it done. I mean, they just beat Houston in the Big 12 championship, although Houston had their best player injured, so take that for what it is. Duke versus Oral Roberts. I'm seeing a lot of people with a sneaky Oral Roberts victory. I do like me some Oral, but I think Duke is going to get it done in the end. Duke's just the natural favorite. They're the blue blood. They should be here, and they should win these games. I think Duke's going to get it done. I could see that as an upset, though. Duke is very up and down. So is Kansas over here. But I think Duke gets it done. But that is on the upset watch on my book. That's on the radar. Tennessee versus Louisiana. Tennessee will get it done. Kentucky versus Providence. I don't feel confident in Kentucky this season. I'm going to be straight up with you. I do not feel Kentucky is that great. I don't believe in them. And that's why I'm picking Providence to move on past Kentucky. They're gone. Get out of here. Go back, John Calipari. Go back and get some real talent. Kansas State will beat Montana State. Michigan State versus USC. Big Ten matchup right here. Future Big Ten matchup. I think Michigan State will get it done. I don't know how far they'll go, but I think Michigan State will get it done. That's a tough one. I don't really know. Marquette versus Vermont. Marquette's going to get it done. I believe Marquette will go pretty deep in this tournament. Kansas versus Howard. Dwight Howard will lose, and Kansas will win. Arkansas versus Illinois. Another Big Ten matchup against an SEC. I like Arkansas. Or as I like to call them, Arkansas. I do like Arkansas a lot, but the Fighting Illini, man, they're scrappy. They are scrappy. They're a strong second half team. I think Arkansas gets it done. Arkansas versus Kansas. St. Mary's versus VCU could very easily be an upset as well. VCU has some history of being the underdog who comes up and wins when they shouldn't. I think VCU gets it done. That's another upset for me. UConn versus Iona. UConn, I could very well see that this is kind of along the same lines as the Duke Oral Roberts game. I could very easily see Iona beating UConn. I don't feel confident in UConn this season, so I could very easily see Iona beating them, but I don't see it happening. I'm going to pick UConn to win. TCU will beat either, is this Arizona State or Nevada, I'm guessing. That is who is either playing to play against TCU, but I think TCU has a big, strong chance of going deep in this tournament. Grand Canyon and Gonzaga. Gonzaga is always tough. They're continuing to be tough. Boise State and Northwestern. Northwestern had a little bit of a run. They were a bad team. Then they kind of figured it out a little bit. They had a little bit of a run. Beat the Buckeyes. And finished with a 7 seed against Boise State. I think Northwestern will pull it out in the round 1 in the round of 64. But I don't think they get past UCLA, who they will have to go up against in the second round. All right, we go to the round of 32. We got a 1 versus 8. Alabama versus Maryland. I think Bama's just too good, especially if Brandon Miller's playing. I know he's got a lot of controversy and a lot of alleged things happening with him. Whether you believe it or not is not relevant right now because he's still playing. So if Brandon Miller's playing, then Alabama's going to be tough to knock out. So Alabama will move on for me. Virginia and San Diego State. I don't know. Virginia's not what they used to be. They're not the same team that won the championship a couple years ago. I think I'm going to ride the hot team. That just said, what'd that say? That said the Aztecs have lost only 3 games since December. You want to be a team that is hot at the right time, especially in college basketball. And the San Diego State is hot at the right time. I think they beat Virginia. We got NC State and Baylor. Baylor probably wins that. Arizona probably most likely beats Utah State. Houston bumps Iowa. Although, if the star player for Houston's not playing, I could very easily see them losing to Iowa. I don't know. Does it mention anything about his health? Is he going to play? Jamal Sheed, that's not the player though. I don't remember who it is. That might be the player. I don't know. Iowa's tough. Iowa is tough. Good shooting team. I'm just worried that my bracket's gonna be busted if he's not playing. That's the only thing I'm a little concerned about. Miami versus Indiana. I think Indiana beats Miami. Iowa State versus Xavier. Xavier gets it done. Texas beats Penn State, and we move down to the bottom half. Purdue versus Memphis. Does anybody stop Zach Edey? That's the big question. I don't think Memphis has the guys to stop him, right? I don't think Memphis has a big boy that can stop Zach Edey. It's going to be tough. I don't think Zach Edey gets beat there. Duke versus Tennessee. Do I believe in Duke to move past Tennessee? I talked about them being a potential upset against Oral Roberts, so how could I think that they could beat Tennessee? I got to go with that logic. I got to stay consistent. Tennessee beats Duke. I'm going to ride the Cinderella story of Providence. That's going to be my Cinderella story. They're coming off the hot streak. They're beating Kentucky. Then they go into the round of 32. They upset the 3-seed Kansas State. That's my Cinderella team for this run. You always got to have at least one Cinderella team. That's my Cinderella team. They make it to the Sweet 16. Marquette will beat Michigan State. Kansas versus Arkansas. I'm not confident in Kansas. I don't really know how they got a 1 seed. Every time I watch them, they lose. So I don't know what's going on. I think Arkansas can certainly beat Kansas. And I think they do. I think the first 1 seed will fall, and that'll be Kansas. Arkansas makes it to the Sweet 16. Do I move another Cinderella-type team? VCU has the potential to do that, but I think UConn gets it done. TCU and Gonzaga. Gonzaga's not as strong as they used to be. They are certainly not as strong as they used to be. Ooh. What do we do here? They struggle to make 3-pointers. Neither team shoots 3-pointers. This TCU team struggles to make threes, and Gonzaga doesn't shoot threes. So I'm taking TCU, another upset. UCLA will beat Northwestern. We go up here to the Sweet 16. Alabama versus San Diego State. Once again, if Brandon Miller's playing, I'm not 100% sure that he is. So if he is playing, Bama's going to be tough to beat. I'm going to go with Alabama on the grounds that Brandon Miller plays. Then we got Baylor and Arizona. Baylor is a former champion just recently, I think, within the past couple of seasons. But Arizona's got the 2 seed next to their name. Do I get distracted by the higher seed? Another Pac-12 championship for Arizona. Baylor got bounced in the Big 12 tournament because obviously it was Memphis versus Houston. But they got Keontae George. I do like Keontae George. Baylor beats Arizona. I'm going to go with it. Baylor beats Arizona. Then we got Houston and Indiana. Once again, Houston wins. Houston's a tough one because I don't know if their star player is going to play. And I think Texas makes it. So we got a 1 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 over in the top half, the East or the South and the Midwest. Then we go to the East and the West. We got Purdue and Tennessee. Does it say if Tennessee has a big guy that can handle Zach Edey? They lost a guard earlier this month to injury. So it doesn't talk about if they have a big guy. Big Ten Player of the Year, Zach Edey, I think is going to be too tough to beat. I think Zach Edey will move them past Tennessee into the Elite Eight. Then we got Providence and Marquette. Is this where we drop the Cinderella story? Does Providence fall to Marquette? Oh, I don't know. Marquette's a good team, man. Marquette's quick. They play a slow defensive pace. I like that. Oh, I don't know. Oh, but they run into trouble against paint dominant teams. So if they went up against Purdue, they would struggle based on these readings, based on these summaries. You know what? I'm going to ride the Cinderella story to the Elite Eight. Providence moves on. Oh, man. Arkansas versus UConn. I believe that Arkansas will get it done. They're riding off the hot hand of beating Kansas. They'll beat UConn too. And then UCLA. I know they have an injury, so that kind of worries me. I'm pretty sure one of UCLA's, Jalen Clark tore his Achilles, so that's going to hurt. Ooh, maybe it hurts them too much. You know what? We're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. TCU's going on. UCLA out of here. All the Blue Bloods. I'm pretty sure all the Blue Bloods are out. Except for, could you consider Baylor a Blue Blood in basketball? Maybe. All the Blue Bloods are gone. Let's start here. We've got Elite Eight action. Alabama and Baylor. I think this is where Alabama falls. Alabama will fall to Baylor in the Elite Eight. Texas will beat Houston in the Elite Eight. We're going upset madness here. Do we move Providence on against Purdue? Will Zach Edey fall victim to the Cinderella story? No, Purdue's going to move on. I just think Zach Edey is too dominant in college basketball to get beat by Providence. So he moves on. And now we've got a very interesting matchup. Do we go with the lower seed, kind of semi-Cinderella, Arkansas? Or do we go with the higher seed, 6 seed at TCU? I think we continue to ride the hot hand of Arkansas. They move on to the Final Four. What a Final Four we have here. And remember, these are my official picks for the World of Juice Tournament Challenge. So if you don't agree with them, you can pick your own and see if you're better than me, see if you're smarter, see if you got a bigger galaxy brain than I do. So we go Final Four. Baylor and Purdue and Texas and Arkansas. I already know that I'm going to have Texas in there because I just think Texas is too dominant this year. And we've got a 1 versus a 3. A 1 versus a 3. Baylor, a former champion. Purdue has the Big Ten Player of the Year. Zach Edey, 7'4", and you can't teach that. I think that historically Big Ten teams never do well this late into the March Madness tournaments. So Zach Edey's tough to bet against, but Baylor will move on. We've got a Big 12 national championship game. Baylor versus Texas. Who gets it done? We're riding with the Baylor Bears. That's the pick in the World of Juice official bracket challenge. That is the pick. I'll accept all those things because I have to. What's the final score for the tiebreaker? We'll go with 89 to 84. That is the official thing. If I submit it, it's official. Obviously you can go back and change it before the games start, but I won't do that. Baylor versus Texas. What a wild national championship that would be. And I think Baylor could get it done. Submit the pick. It's done. Oh, I got to do all this stuff. Okay, I'll quickly do this. You guys, you won't see it, but then we'll get back to it. And there we have it. We have officially picked Baylor to tear down the nets, cut down the nets, and win the national championship this season. Oh, baby. It is official. If we go back to my group and we go to the World of Juice group, nobody's joined yet as of recording this video, but feel free to join and come challenge me. It is public. It is unlimited group size. Anybody, as many people that want can join. The group motto is we don't punt the football on 4th down because on this channel we don't punt the football on 4th down. You know this. So that is my official bracket. We've got Baylor as the champion, and we will see if I am correct. Let me know down below in the comments who you're thinking of. If you think that I am an idiot, if you think that I should have had this person here or this team here, this person there, let me know down in the comments if you agree or not. And don't forget, if you want to join, it's going to be open until the tournament starts, which is pretty soon. So get in if you want to get in. If not, totally fine. This will just be a video for me giving out my official picks, my official predictions, so that if it comes true and I win the perfect bracket, then it's right here in video evidence. So you don't have to join, but if you want to, it's right there. The links are in the description, and the link is in the community tab of my channel too. So either way, you can get in. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.